What happens when a music legend gets tired of being talked down to by a talk show host who thinks she knows everything? Well, you're about to witness one of the most shocking moments in daytime television history. Chaka Khan, the queen of funk herself, absolutely demolished Joy Behar right there on the View set, and the entire audience was left speechless. This was not your typical celebrity interview gone wrong. This was a masterclass in how to handle disrespect with pure class and devastating precision. Before we dive into this incredible confrontation, make sure you subscribe and let me know in the comments what you think about celebrities standing up for themselves. The tension started building the moment Chaka Khan walked onto the View set. You could feel something was off from the very beginning. Joy Behar had that smug look she gets when she thinks she's about to school someone, completely unaware that she was about to meet her match. The other hosts, Whoopi, Sarah, Sunny, and Alyssa, seemed to sense something brewing, but none of them could have predicted what was coming. Joy started with what seemed like a harmless question, but anyone who knows her style could hear the condescension dripping from her voice. So, Chaka, you've been in the music business for what, 50 years now? That must feel like forever in pop music terms. Chaka Khan, dressed in a stunning purple ensemble that commanded respect, looked directly at Joy with those piercing eyes that have intimidated industry executives for decades. Actually, Joy, I've been blessed to have a career that spans over 5 decades. And unlike some people in television, I've managed to stay relevant without tearing others down. The audience shifted uncomfortably. This wasn't the usual celebrity politeness they were used to seeing. Chaka had just thrown down a gauntlet, and Joy being Joy was too arrogant to pick up on the warning. Joy laughed that fake laugh she does when she's been called out but wants to pretend she's in control. Oh, well, aren't you feisty today? I'm just saying the music industry has changed so much. I mean, do young people even know who you are anymore? Whoopi tried to jump in with a nervous laugh. Come on, Joy. Everyone knows Chaka Khan, but Chaka held up her hand, never breaking eye contact with Joy. Let me stop you right there, Joy. Young people not only know who I am, they sample my music, they cover my songs, and they show me more respect in 5 minutes than you've managed in 30 seconds. But let me ask you something. When was the last time someone under 40 knew your name for something other than being loud and wrong on television? The studio went dead silent. You could have heard a pin drop. Sarah Haynes looked like she wanted to crawl under the table and Sunani host's mouth was slightly open in shock. This was live television at its most brutal. Joy's face flushed red and you could see her trying to regain control of the situation. Listen here, I've been doing television longer than most people have been alive. I think I know how to conduct an interview. Chaka leaned back in her chair, completely composed, like she was about to deliver a masterpiece. Oh, you think this is an interview? I thought this was you trying to make yourself feel important by diminishing my accomplishments. See, that's the difference between us, Joy. I build people up with my heart. You tear them down with your words. Joy was scrambling now, realizing she had picked the wrong person to mess with. I wasn't trying to diminish anything. I was just making conversation. No, what you were doing was being disrespectful. And frankly, I'm tired of it. Chaka's voice was calm, but carried the weight of someone who had dealt with difficult personalities her entire career. You started this conversation by suggesting my career was basically over, then questioned whether young people know me, all while sitting there like you're some kind of authority on music and culture. News flash, Joy, your whole approach, your tone, your questions, they all suggested that you think I'm some has-been who should be grateful for the opportunity to be on your show. But here's the thing, Joy. I'm Chaka Khan. People don't do me favors by having me on their show. I do them favors by showing up. The audience was completely captivated. This wasn't just a celebrity feud. This was a clinic in how to handle disrespect with class, intelligence, and devastating effectiveness. Joy was now visibly angry, her professional facade completely cracking. I think you're being incredibly unfair and hostile. Chaka's response was swift and brutal. Hostile, Joy? If I was being hostile, you would know it. What I'm being is honest. And apparently, you're not used to people being honest with you about how your behavior affects them. That's not my problem. That's yours. Joy was spiraling now. Her usual confidence completely shattered and she made the biggest mistake of the entire confrontation. Standing up slightly in her chair, she pointed her finger at Chaka and raised her voice. You know what? I don't have to take this from you or anyone else. This is my show and I'll ask whatever questions I want to ask. The entire studio went dead silent. Even the camera operator seemed to freeze. Joy had just pulled rank on Chaka Khan and everyone in that room knew she had crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed. Chaka didn't raise her voice. She didn't need to. She simply looked at Joy with the kind of stare that had intimidated music executives for 5 decades and spoke in a tone so calm it was terrifying. Your show, Joy, let me tell you something about shows. I've been the headlining act on stages around the world since before you even thought about television. I've commanded audiences of hundreds of thousands of people, and every single one of them paid good money to see me perform. This little daytime talk show you're so proud of. This is cute, but don't ever mistake having a microphone for having power over me. Joy's mouth opened and closed like a fish out of water. She had never been spoken to like this on her own show and she clearly had no idea how to respond. Chaka wasn't finished. And another thing, Joy, you want to talk about your show. Your show invited me here. Your producers called my people because they wanted the legendary Chaka Khan to grace this set with her presence. So, don't you dare sit there and act like you're doing me some kind of favor. I'm the favor, honey. Whoopi was frantically trying to signal to the producers while Sarah looked like she was witnessing a murder in slow motion. Sunny was shaking her head in disbelief and Alyssa appeared to be taking mental notes on how to never end up in Joy's position. Joy tried to salvage some dignity. I think you're being completely unreasonable. Chaka tilted her head and smiled that dangerous smile again. Unreasonable, Joy. What's unreasonable is thinking you can disrespect a legend and not get called out for it. What's unreasonable is believing that your little corner of daytime television gives you the right to talk down to people who were breaking barriers while you were still figuring out how to work a microphone. Joy's voice was shaking now, a mix of anger and humiliation. I've been in television for decades and yet you still haven't learned basic respect. Chaka fired back without hesitation. See, Joy, longevity doesn't equal quality. I've been in music for decades, too. But the difference is I've spent that time lifting people up, inspiring them, creating art that touches souls. You've spent your time sitting behind this desk thinking you're important because you can ask other people questions about their accomplishments. The audience was completely mesmerized. This wasn't just a celebrity confrontation anymore. This was a masterclass in how to dismantle someone's ego with surgical precision. Joy made one final desperate attempt to regain control. I think we should end this interview right now.